I was in a car accident a few weeks ago as a result of another driver's error. Since then, I've been thinking about what went wrong, how it could have been prevented, all of that. Looking into AI recently, I think there's no better time to examine self-driving cars. Welcome back to the Artificial Intelligence series. I know I said my next video was going to be a machine learning deep dive, but right now I can't stop thinking about car crashes. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I've been thinking about the good as well as the bad. For me, it was late at night, raining. I was travelling around 60 kilometers an hour and a large SUV pulled out in front of me, failing to give way. I hit the brakes as quick as I could. My brakes locked up and I was propelled into the side of the car. With the technology present and promised by self-driving cars, this could have been avoided before I even had to hit the brakes. We are all becoming more familiar with the idea of a self-driving car every day. In fact, you may have already driven or been in a car with some level of autonomous capability. Personally, I've driven my parents' cars which feature adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assistance. These features find themselves in the lower levels of the autonomous scale. As features like this become more popular, fully autonomous vehicles feel like they're around the corner. And powering this innovation is AI. Artificial intelligence has made leaps in the past couple of years towards its practical applications in different domains, including that of intelligent transportation, where the introduction of the self-driving car is a game changer. Today, the majority of car manufacturers work on autonomous driving, while some have commercially released self-driving cars with varying degrees of sophistication, while more than 10 million are expected to be available by 2020. The promise of self-driving cars comes with significant benefits for the individuals and society. However, delegating driver responsibilities to a robot on wheels has far-reaching implications, especially when it comes down to automated decision-making in critical situations. Self-driving cars function by combining an array of technologies. Old and new technologies like ultrasound, LiDAR, radar and cameras all combine to collect real-world data occurring around the car and feed it to the computer that houses the AI and makes the decisions. For the most part, these technologies have no problem getting a car around without driving off course or crashing into the wall. The incidents on the road aren't always so simple. Imagine an autonomous vehicle is approaching a tunnel when a person suddenly appears in the car's path. A collision is unavoidable and there are only two options. Either the car runs over the person, killing her, or the car swerves into the wall of a tunnel, killing the passenger. What should the car do? Such situations are known as trolley cases. Two trolley cases can be speciously similar and yet lead to conflicting intuitions about what to do. How should you make sense of these conflicting intuitions? This further question that arises from considering two or more trolley cases is known as a trolley problem. So what should the self-driving car do? If we were driving that car in manual mode, whichever way we react would be understood as just that, a reaction, not a deliberate decision. It would be instinctual, panicked move with no forethought or malice. But if a programmer were to instruct a car to make the same move, given conditions it made sense in the future, well, that looks more like premeditated homicide. To elaborate this further, I'm going to use moralmachine.net to put myself to the test, to show just how difficult these trolley cases are. Alright, so here we are in moralmachine.net. I'm just going to scroll on down. We can see we go start judging, browse scenarios, view instructions. I'm already quite familiar, so I'm going to just jump into the judging. Well, first up, we've got 3 passengers in the car, 3 pedestrians. Do we have live the car, continue straight, kill the pedestrians, save the passengers, or do we kill the passengers to save the pedestrians? This is obviously a tricky one because it's obviously there's gender involved. There's 3 women, 3 men. But I think the best option a lot of people go for is to just do nothing and hope for the best. Next, we've got a car full of people and then just a single cat. I think this one's pretty easy to just let the car continue forward. Now we've got 5 passengers, 5 animals. I'm afraid your probably best option is to do something, avoid the wall, but kill the animals. Not hard, but it's humans over animals, I believe. Here we've got no passengers, but we're either killing animals or we're killing a homeless man and a couple of doctors. I think it's pretty obvious we go with the animals. Whoa, tough one. Do we do nothing and kill a small child, or do we do something and kill a woman? Now this one's quite difficult. We've got no passenger fatalities involved, so it's just do nothing and kill the child, or do something and kill the adult. This one's tricky. I think I'm going to go with this because doing nothing and whatever happens, doing something and killing one person is a bit more difficult to wrap your head around. We've got four people and a cat, or one man and a dog. I think we should minimise the human death and go with this one. Last up, we've got 2 people. Do nothing, I think, is the best option all around. Now, even though this is quite tricky to decide who we do and don't kill, but I think doing nothing and whatever, trying to hit the brakes here, and whatever happens. As you can see, that was quite difficult for me. This is what makes it so difficult to program into AI. There are different codes of ethics like deontology and utilitarianism that are being combined and implemented to give the AI an array of data and guidelines so it can make the best possible decision. The post on r/Futurology on Reddit discussed these issues and how Germany in 2019 became the first country to propose rules to set in place in which self-driving cars should always attempt to minimize human death and shouldn't discriminate between individuals based on age, gender, or any other factor. Human life should also always be prioritized over animals or property. One commenter believes that the car should not attempt to swerve or change its path, merely brake and hope for the best, a common thought with the trolley problem. It's not like we have to worry about all this tomorrow. In an article on Vox.com, they describe the self-driving car future as a slow rollout. The transition to fully autonomous vehicles isn't happening all at once. It's happening gradually as individual features that require the driver to do less and less get rolled out. The NHTCA sorts autonomy into 6 levels, where level 0 has no autonomous features and level 5 is fully autonomous and doesn't require a driver. Right now, the whole industry is up in the air and nothing is for certain. So between now and then, we have lots to think about. Links below to everything featured and tomorrowmachine.net so you can put yourself to the test. As always, I appreciate your comments, so leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.